underground, 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 London in the underground. London in the underground, 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 London in the underground with your host Jimmy. London in the underground, 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 London in the underground with your host Jimmy. The music for your needs with great personalities, bringing all white bands in the land to all broadcasting you straight out from the fall. London in the underground, 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 London in the underground with your host Jimmy. London in the underground, 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 London in the underground with your host Jimmy. James, that is.
And now it's time for this week's 3-song rock shocker. 2 in your ear, 1 in your rear.
She told me about the end of time to get to ever heaven. She told me about the only time somebody gon' die tonight. Somebody got to feel tonight. Well, I tell you about my devil. She ain't got no control. She said it's for my heart. It's for my heart. It's for my heart.
London Indie Underground with your host, Jimmy James. You're probably going to see Brandon Eady at some point too, unfortunately.
It was a long, cold December when it came to an end. Give me your rain just for a tease. Now time keeps on falling, tears that I cry when time won't
Underground, making your mom wet since 2012.
Underneath the street lights, I'm walking home on this endless night. This will be our last fight. I'm growing tired of this confrontation. Staring at these white lines, they wake me up but they cloud my mind. This will be my last time, yeah. 'Cause I always have the best intentions, and it's not over this time. I'm not ready to leave you behind yet. I'm not ready to go my own way, not tonight. Standing on the front lines of this constant battle between you and I. Still I can't decide just what went wrong with this conversation. Picking up the pieces, put 'em in my pocket till I get home. Maybe I can fix this, 'cause I always have the best intentions, and it's not over this time. It's not easy to leave you behind, yeah. I'm not ready to go my own way, not tonight. I'm not ready to die. I'm not ready to leave you behind, yeah. I'm not ready to go my own way. 'Cause I always have the best intentions. It's not over this time. It's not easy to leave you behind. I'm not ready to go my own way. It's not over this time. It's not easy to leave you behind, yeah. I'm not ready to go my own way, not tonight. I'm not ready to die. I'm not ready to leave you behind. I'm not ready to go my own way now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the London Indie Underground, London's only independent music podcast showcasing some of our area's most talented artists, bands, and personalities. I am your host, Jimmy James. Thank you for tuning in. We are broadcasting you live from the Vault Recording Studio at Adelaide and Princess here in London, Ontario. And I wanted to thank you for tuning in for a very special edition of the Indie Stream podcast. We posted this up that we wanted to get in some people from the industry to have some, candid and poignant discussions about all things to do with the music scene here in London, Ontario. And I'm very pleased that we managed to assemble what I think is a great panel representing, different areas of the business, both from commercial radio, from student radio, recording studios, record labels, and then the artist side. Can you...
We also have a special animal guest in studio.
That is.
He's getting text bombed. Mac Ready, ladies and gentlemen, Mac Ready.
Slow clap.
So right off the top, just to give you a little back sell of what you heard there, as we always start off the Indie Stream podcast with the 3-song rock shocker. Ended off with the Unreal Best Intentions from their brand new release that they just did, actually, with Mac Ready, Kyle Ashbourne over at EMAC Studio. Before that, you heard Hill Valley Lightning with Last Touch, a band that I spent some time working with here at the Vault Recording Studio. We're waiting for the masters to come back from Siegfried Meyer. Very excited about that. And kicking it off, one of my favorite bands from Toronto, but a London connection, The Mercy Now with From the Heart. I've been jamming that song a whole lot, but I just think it pumps, so why not?
Yeah.
So before we get going, a couple of things that I need to announce. First and foremost, I want to alert any of our guests here that if you are feeling a bit peckish, right next door to us is a little place called Dude Dogs, which is in the parking lot of the beer store at Adelaide and Lauren Avenue. It's run by a very handsome fellow by the name of Dave, and he's keeping the shop open until 9 o'clock tonight so he can feed any of our patrons that happen to be here. So take a strut on over. $4.50. It will get you one of the best hot dogs you've probably ever eaten, and I had one today. And
Hi,
I've seen,
Dave.
I've seen a couple of dudes out there that.
I just had one 30 minutes ago.
Did ya?
It was awesome.
I sent over Junior here to pick one up for me, which is awesome. I'm like, hey, go get me a dog. I didn't even get a
Can we
chance to say
all
hi to
go
Dave.
over
So
there?
Dave, how you doing, buddy? I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to come and see you. We're quite busy there, but
Is the sticky dog the one with the bacon?
I
and
just
the-
had it for
Yeah.
the first time
Oh,
last week.
Boss.
Yeah, that was incredible.
yeah, it's so good, man.
Yeah,
I
I'm
usually,
not a big fan of sweets with meat,
yeah. Hey,
Really?
right? Maybe a little, yeah, maple syrup on my sausage. But yeah, man, that thing was incredible.
Yeah, it was really good. I usually rock the chili cheese dog, although lately I've just been going old-fashioned honey mustard and ketchup. So once again, just remind our listeners, if you happen to be driving by, you might be heading down Adelaide, and you may see, some kid dressed up as a hot dog walking down the street with a sign, and that's your cue to pull in and sample some of London's best street meat.
No,
Dude
2
Dogs.
blocks later, there's another guy wearing the hot dog. That's where it is.
Yeah, yeah. That other dude, that's just his, everyday outfit. It's Edie.
It's me.
Before we get into this, there's one other announcement that we need to make. I don't know if I touched on this. I certainly didn't on Friday, but you had probably seen the post that we are putting together this charity CD comprised of musicians as voted on by the listeners and the fans in London, Ontario. And the first round of voting concluded this past Sunday, the 29th. And I got to tell you, the response was pretty overwhelming. Now, there's a couple of things that I do need to point out and some things that were brought to my attention. The poll obviously was not restrictive in the fact that it did not prevent you from voting for more than once. It was an unlimited vote type of poll, and I do appreciate that.
Endurance poll.
Yeah. So although I do appreciate that, there may be some people out there thinking, well, if somebody was just sitting there and clickety
It's
clicking.
taking time to do it.
Yeah. So and that was my
I know all
thought
about
process
that.
going into it. So if you took a look at the selection, there was 47,000 votes. I think almost 48,000 votes, and it was kind of a 3-horse race there at the end. And it came down between Kelly Curry from Fun Fact, Tom Edwards from Gypsy Ghosts, and Mercedes Lander from Kitty. And so we're very pleased to announce that Kelly Curry from Fun Fact is going to be the selected drummer for our charity CD. So congratulations to Kelly. Stay tuned. We're going to be posting the next round of voting. The next round is for the guitar players, and we're looking for 2 guitar players from the community. We've had a number of names that have been submitted to us, so we're very excited, and I can't wait to post that up and see what kind of traction that gets, because there's a million jokes out there about the drummers, right? And whether or not they're an important member of the band, but certainly the guitar players are no short order of people that we're going to be posting up on this list. So I want to thank everybody that's thrown their name into the hat, and all of those drummers that contributed their time. And we really appreciate everybody getting behind this thing. It's quite exciting, and we're hoping to wrap this thing up by December. Hopefully Christmas time we're going to have this thing ready. But anyway, stay tuned. Next poll is probably going to be going up early next week, and we run them as in week duration. So we've got a week to get our votes in. Cool. So I should take this opportunity now to kind of introduce who we have as our panelists today. And as you all know, Brandon Eady.
Hey.
So, good times last night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can smell it.
That's Jimmy. That's the stank of beef.
Oh, man, I have a funny story, but I'll get
But
into
yeah,
that a
no, it
little
was
bit
good.
later.
Rock and roll bingo. I tend to let loose. Somebody
Yeah,
should've taken
did
the
you ever,
microwave
man?
from
Did
me
you
from
ever?
the-
You were taking the kids to school last night, man. You don't know this song? What the fuck? Like, seriously, we're losing it on people for not knowing this music.
Yeah, I remember She came on by Green Day, and I was like, who the fuck doesn't know She? It's Green Day. Jesus, people. But yeah, no, somebody should have probably taken the mic away from me at some point. Mark Cameron obviously didn't help because he was just as wasted as I was.
Oh, he was cursing you out the whole time.
Yeah, because he wanted to win prizes.
Yeah, but he wasn't even playing.
No, was he?
Mark Cameron
No.
wanted to win prizes.
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah. No, it was good times though. So I recommend you guys all come out to Winks on Tuesday night for
Yeah, it
Rock
was
and
great.
Roll
It was
Bingo.
the first time I hadn't been out.
Is there karaoke?
That's a
Is that
different
what
On
that-
Sundays.
I was wondering what the whole.
I mean,
someone
people
should have
sing
taken the
along, and it's
microphone
good.
away from me.
Oh no,
thing
because
was about.
I'm the host
Yeah,
with the most.
the drunk host
The
got
most
it.
F-bombs.
Yeah, we like those.
That is
Like
true.
the next week, I should do a tally. Whoever gets the closest to guessing how many times I said "fuck" wins a beer.
You should. Yeah, you should. No, you should have that on the card somewhere. Brendan F. Bomb.
Free
That's
space
one
in
of
the
you.
center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
What? You played the song already?
Yeah. did he play the free space song?
Yeah.
Even know that was a song.
Yeah, but it was fun. Yeah, you were out for your first time. Packed
Yeah.
house as always.
That was great.
It's good.
Had a good time. And the Leafs won. Which was
Woo.
very happy
They
about
did. I'm unfortunate that I have to root for the Canadians and for the Leafs. So
Why?
right now I'm going for Toronto, and I want to boo them so hard. So hard.
that. This fella's here to pick up some guitars. Do you know that there were some guitars sitting out over on the couch over there? Do we know where they
Hi,
ended up?
Zach.
Hi.
The boys grabbed him.
Come join us, guys.
Boys grabbed him already.
Hey, it's birthday Torrance. And
Happy
you're totally
birthday.
leaving here. Birthday, buddy.
Crashing your podcast. Birthday torn in.
Is it your birthday?
Yeah.
Well, you know what we do when it's someone's birthday.
Shots and
Pants off.
hookers.
Johnson forever.
Good to see you, Josh.
See you too, Jimmy.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Boys already grabbed the shit.
Yeah, they're dropping by to pick up some instruments, but I think they've already been picked up actually. And the Les Paul, if you look underneath right there, do you see a brown case?
Yeah.
That's the Les Paul, and the other two instruments I think have already been picked up. So
Beers later.
cool.
All the beers.
All of
beers
them.
later.
All the beers in the world.
Drinking like all the beers.
We got the Leafs game on in behind us here and behind Derek, so because we're diehard rabid hockey fans. Which
Yeah.
yeah, and you know what? Watching that game last night, and obviously Twitter and Facebook blew up after what happened to George Peros, and there's a lot of discussion about whether or not fighting should remain in the game, and it's part of the game.
It
People
wasn't
get
even
over
because of a fight.
It was an accident.
Because he slipped on his skate.
Yeah.
it.
In the
Well,
art of fighting, but he could have easily got a toe pick and done that.
Right, but my argument is when you see him going over, he was still committed to his punch on the way down. You know what I mean? He could have put up his arm and blocked himself, but he was just so wanted to connect so badly. I don't know. And I felt bad for him, but at the same time, I hate Montreal. So
I love
This
it.
is why we get along.
I'm sad that he's not going to play for another couple months because I love his fucking mustache.
I think Cameron last night was like, "Punch his dirty stash off." It was great.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll move down the line here and introduce the rest of our panel. So we've got Derek Lung, who's the marketing director over at CHRW Radio, and you've been volunteering here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been at CGW for like 3 years, and then just really cool coming here, like seeing all the local acts. Like great job with all of this.
Oh, thanks, man.
So, yeah, it's like nice as like a campus community radio station. It's nice to see other people taking initiative for like the scene that people can't really be a part of. Like, not everyone can get their stuff on like Bob or the more mainstream radio stations out there. So this is like a good outlet. And it's,
Right, and at the same time, too, there's no question CHRW has been, doing that very thing for the community for a number of years, right? There's certainly a lot of programs that offer some great representation of bands from London and Southwestern Ontario. And as you all know, Brandon Eady and myself have one every Friday from 3:30 to 6 p.m., which is always where I bump into you. And lately, man, we come in and, you got some serious bags under your eyes, and you're like, oh, God, I can only imagine your days are pretty busy over there.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And like 32nd birthday of CHRW is coming up
Yeah.
this month.
Wow.
31st. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Aren't we also entering fundraising time shortly?
Yes, October 18th to November 3rd. It's our CHW Fund Drive. It's like the only time throughout the year that we actually ask the community to help us out, and the rest of the year it's just us giving back and
It's amazing.
just providing community with like alternative programming to you don't have to hear the same 6 songs over and over again.
Fight words.
Is that a shot? Is that a shot?
It's 2 against
Yep.
1 now.
Segue into our next guest.
Yeah, our next guest, you may be familiar with her voice, is Miss Sarah Burke, who's the drive host on the London's Best Rock, FM 96.
Are you trying to take my job now too? You even got the back sale down?
Not at all, not at all.
Well, we are in competing time slots on Friday afternoons, and
I
I
know.
sometimes tune into
Oh,
you
you
guys.
do ya?
Yeah.
You know what? You told me. I remember when we started off, you're like, I'm going to post it for you. And I'm like, you'd really do that?
I
Like,
would,
wouldn't you
yeah.
get in trouble?
You know, like we have a
See how
button.
far you can take it.
Yeah.
We have a button in the studio where you can listen to an internet feed of anything, and
Okay.
I have once in a while tuned into you two,
Nice.
just to hear what my competition is talking about. You know.
Taint.
99% of the time.
We had a
it's
5-minute discussion about SWAS. And
I didn't hear that one.
No.
Taint.
But you know what? My show's not the cleanest either, so.
I know you always have me call in half the time. Wake me
I
up.
don't even
Hey,
know
what's
when
your-
you call me.
What's your take on No, you call me first thing in the morning to get my take on hockey games
Oh.
and
The last time I had Brandon Eady on the air was it after the Bruins that one loss, or was it after the Leafs loss? I forget. In that series.
I don't remember. It was one of the two.
We were bickering though.
We were bickering.
But friendly bickering.
Yeah.
We both like hockey. We can still be friends. Anyway.
Well, thanks for coming today, Sarah. I appreciate it.
You're welcome to offer the alternative to. I'm sorry, what were you saying again?
6 same song.
Sorry,
so they-
16 songs.
Yeah, oh, there you go.
Thank you.
That's more like it.
And if you're not aware, Sarah was actually involved in the early stages here of London Indie Underground when we held our first event, which is September 1st of last year. So celebrated our 1-year anniversary. And if you will recall, it was with the salads.
I
We had a giant
recall.
keg party downstairs, and it was an absolute hoot. And you've actually played some of the stuff from that podcast on the air. I
Oh,
know
yeah, like
what
the-
is it, the 40 song medley? You guys played
40
it a
rock
whole bunch.
songs in 4 minutes or less.
Yep.
Yeah, those guys have given me some good material, good personalities,
Yeah.
and good music. It's awesome.
Well, they're going to be here too. I was telling you, November 2nd, we're having a Halloween party here, so it's going to be pretty banging with the Matadors. But we'll get into that a little bit later.
Sweet.
Mr. Matt Grady,
Hey now.
you were living on the couch here for a while. I
Yeah,
haven't seen you
yeah,
for a
I was
bit.
here a lot, and then I kind of, just went into the ether for a bit, and now I'm back.
Yeah, you've been a busy guy, man.
Yeah,
You started
yeah.
a new position, did you?
I did. I'm starting to finally massage it into like reality. And,
What's the new position?
Oh, I am
Missionary.
an engineer at Humber College for the 4th-year students there.
Oh, cool.
There. Yeah.
That's awesome. And still at EMAC or no?
Still at EMAC.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
only there 2 nights a week, most weeks. It kind of varies, but
You're only at EMAC 2 nights a week?
no, I'm only at Humber 2
Oh,
nights
okay.
a week. I'm still doing the whole thing. Actually, we just started up with the Free FM contest.
Right.
Right now is getting going again, and the
Yeah,
Yes,
Blasters
they
won.
did.
I just got that notification
So
today.
we're going to be sitting down tomorrow night to talk about that, which is going to be very
That's exciting.
What was
Yes,
They're
quite.
super pumped.
What was their
Yeah.
cover?
I watched it. I can't remember though.
Crazy, was it?
Crazy, that's correct. Righto. Yeah.
Like,
Like the CeeLo thing. Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
okay.
Gnarls Barkley's?
Yeah.
Crazy?
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah, that one.
I couldn't tell if you were talking about like Aerosmith or
I know, I was like-
Britney Spears. Those
So,
There's a
yeah.
lot
That's
of
drive
crazy
me
songs.
crazy.
drive me
actually.
crazy. Yeah.
That's gonna be.
Clarification.
It's basically just been a period
Yeah,
of trying to, acclimate to staying up until 4 a.m. at least one night a week. Like I kind of do this. Like I psych myself out. Like I'm going on to night shifts and then I don't because it's 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. at Humber and then I'm off at 2 a.m. in Etobicoke. So back to London I go and usually get in around 4. And
Wow.
that's doing a good clip on the highway.
Yeah, I bet. There's nobody on the highway
No,
now, right? So you can just
Best
give
time
her.
to drive.
Yeah, it gets pretty weird. Like, there's no cars around or anything, and it's like you just sit there and yeah, it's a little bizarre. I might really start getting weird on you guys if I wasn't weird enough already. Yeah, watch out.
I'm scared.
I was just, yeah.
It's a good thing he likes drinking too.
No, it's true. And like I said, he was a bit of a fixture here on the podcast where, we had them come down and talk about EMAC Studio, and obviously you play in Tandem Eagle here in town, which is one of my favorite bands. So it's nice to have you here. So thanks for sitting in, buddy.
Thanks for having me down.
Cool, man.
Glad to be back.
So a couple more panelists. So we have Savannah Sewell from 379 Collective, and you've also got a record label as well, right?
Well, it's not fully mine, but
Okay.
my partner's been doing it for 15 years. Everywhere from Flint, Michigan to Guelph, and now he's in London. I've been working with him for the last 2 years. It's called Out of Sound Records. So yeah, that's what we've been working on for the last little while.
That's great. So it'll be interesting to get your perspective too, because you were mentioning offline that you're about to go on tour.
Yes.
And, that's kind of one of the subjects that come up for acts that are looking to get out of London. And, touring, I back in the day, in my opinion, touring was a lot more important than it is now. It's always been important, but I think to bands, before it was a little bit more important because you didn't have, social media, didn't have the internet to be able to reach an audience, where nowadays you can kind of throw stuff up there and people can find it, if they know either where to look for it, if you target them. But touring was kind of the means to build an audience, and it still is.
Yep.
But I'd be interested to get your perspective on that, because I think that's an important thing. And, maybe in some sense it's a lost art. You see some bands that do these little mini tours and whatnot, independent acts I'm referring to.
Yeah.
But, the ones that are tried and true are the ones that are willing to do vans across Canada, right?
Yeah, it's a feat, and I know that there's a few people in this room that can attest for what that means. But
Yeah.
being a weekend warrior is certainly where it starts for a lot of local bands. Playing regionally is very important as well, right? You don't want to play too much in town,
Of course.
too. So there's kind of trying to find that balance. But yeah,
Absolutely. Well, thanks for coming today. I
no
really
problem.
appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, by the way. Your space is great.
Yeah, thank
I've
you.
never been.
No, it's your
So I
first
was
time
like,
here,
Love
right?
the clam.
Sarah and I were walking around. I'm like, what is this clam thing? What do you mean? What was this? Was this a bathhouse before? What was it?
You know what? To be honest with you,
Was?
it's just been a man cave. The guy who owns the building, his name is Tom Bitts, and he provides a invaluable service to the independent music community here by
Sure.
having rehearsal spaces that are available, non-furnished ones. So if bands are looking for a monthly rental, he's got, I think, 35 jam rooms in this building. And this has been his man cave. He likes to do little events here and there. And it's been kind of sitting dormant for a number of years, where he would do like a one-off show. And so I finally managed to convince him to allow me to host my podcast here and be able to do our events. And I'm totally humbled that he's given us this opportunity, because I couldn't imagine a cooler place to be able to do this.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I love
like
the
it.
lion the most.
Yeah. No, me, I like the warthog.
Or the war,
I'm
yeah.
particularly
Yeah.
fond of the skeleton on the dirt bike.
Yeah.
How we
Oh,
got
that's
some of
pretty
that
cool.
stuff in here, man.
Did you see the two skeletons screwing in the corner?
I've seen photos of that, but I've never actually laid
No,
eyes
it's
on them.
motorized. You turn it on and there's a piston. I'm dead serious.
All right,
yeah.
we gotta go get a.
Yeah.
I need a.
We need a camera down there.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
We'll have to take the stream on tour.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. 1-0
Cribs edition.
1-0 Philly.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Wah, wah. All right, and last but not least, Miss Robin Crosby, who does sales at FM 96, and I've invited you to come on the podcast. And Robin, you and I have had a relationship now for some time, and even beyond just personal, we've also had a business relationship, because we've done some
Multiple
stuff with
times for different ventures.
Yeah, with FM 96, and I wanted you to come on here today, because I don't think that people know, what local radio can do for you beyond, obviously, the playlists and their ability, or in some cases inability to add music into their content. But from a marketing and sales perspective, there's really a lot that can be done for not only musicians but local businesses and promotions and that kind of stuff. And I know Brandon Eady, obviously, he's got a good relationship with you guys, and a lot of stuff that he does with Summer Camp Productions. So my thought process was to have you kind of come in and to be able to speak to that side of things, so that people can understand.
Sure, it filters through me, and that's how it gets to Sarah. So a lot of the time, in a lot of cases. So I like to help out with branding and make sure that everyone's got their message is clear. And I offer advice on lots of different aspects aside from just giving me money to put your ads on the radio. So I can help out in a lot of ways. I help out with people's social media and stuff like that.
Yeah, you've given me a lot of valuable advice and some of the things I've been doing here, and I get random messages from you about things that are related to specifically to our subject
it's all about content,
matter.
right?
So yeah, exactly. So thank you for coming. And it's awesome because you stop by like sometimes before the podcast or right at the beginning. So it's definitely a familiar face. So it's great to have you on this side of the microphone.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
It's been a while, yeah.
Cool.
I've been here by accident.
Yeah.
Well, on purpose, but by accident
Well,
with
you just
nothing.
stumbled in?
Sentence we should
Yeah.
say.
I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
So just so you know, too, we got a couple other panelists. And some of them are sitting in the other room, and we're going to kind of rotate through. So today's guest, if you don't know already, is Fault of Mine, and they're going to be coming up and doing a live performance and interview here as we get into the second hour of the program. So we're going to cut to a song here really quick, and we're going to come back and start our discussions here about the independent music scene in London, Ontario. So you recently held a battle of the bands called Rock Off, which was CHRW sponsored, and the winning band was getting some recording time out of it, and that winning band was
The Black Frame Spectacle.
So we're gonna play a Black Frame Spectacle song, and this was one of my favorites. So this is Bust Out the Boogie here on the London Indie Underground.
Awesome.
You're tuned in to London Indie Underground. That was so-and-so with whatever it was. We need to get some girls in here, Jesus Christ.
Memory. Oh, I heard that she hit the ground running. Oh, she's lost in time, in between the night and day, when the where or why, lost in the sea of gray. Oh, she's lost in time, in between the light of day, when the black and white, lost in the sea of changing. Oh, she tells me where I'll be when I'm gone away.
The Baxters with Equinox here on the London Indie Underground, the recent winners of the 98.1 Free FM Under the Covers contest. So they're going to be going into the recording studio with the powerhouse of Matt Grady and Kyle Ashbourne to work on a brand new EP, and we're quite excited about that. Those fellas recently performed here with Elias and Zealot's Desire at our last event that we had here, which was last Friday. And it was awesome to see them. Great band. And then once again, the Black Frame Spectacle, who also won some recording time with CHRW as part of their Rock Off event, and that was Bust Out the Boogie. So we got a couple of stragglers here. We got Sarah Burke pouring a nice little drink over there. What do you got?
I told her to do it. I sent her.
Yeah, peer pressure.
So, it's funny, and I want to point this out. So we had another friend of the show here who's a colleague of, work colleague of you guys, Mr. Ryan Valdron, who's over at Fresh FM. So it was funny when he was here because he had a disclaimer at the beginning of the podcast and said, my views do not represent those of my employer. So do you guys have to do anything like that, or?
I will be honest, and I will tell you what are my views and what are my employer's views.
Okay,
How's
fair
that?
enough. Fair enough.
Well, if you've noticed, I mean, the majority of the DJs now, or the hosts, have two different Twitter accounts and two different Facebook accounts.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Mark
Not
Cameron
by
doesn't even
choice?
have an FM96
He
account
doesn't
anymore.
participate.
No, he does have
That's
one.
not
Does he
Mark
have
Cameron.
Never tweeted.
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to figure.
Wait, but it's not Mark Cameron, right?
Yeah, not Mark
Sure.
Cameron, and then
But also
Yeah.
a lot of those prescribed rules, they're from like about a year ago. They've changed already.
Okay.
And now I probably don't even need two accounts.
well,
Really?
Robin and I have had this conversation probably 500 million times about how a lot of companies like that haven't really caught on with social media, and they don't know the limits or the
Corporations and
boundaries
social
for
media,
it.
it's oil and water, man.
It's-
It's really
it's
scary
weird.
crap because as soon as they get in there, it's like they want the exposure, and so they turn to their employees.
Go ahead.
And they, they'll say, okay, like, let's get out there. And then when the material and content that those people are putting out there gets out, they're like, whoa, let's pump the brakes a little bit
Yeah.
here.
But that's
Forgetting
my
that
favorite
kinda
term.
what it's about.
Yeah.
I've only been told to take down one tweet ever.
Oh, well, you're doing good then.
What was it?
You want to know what it was? Well, okay. So without mentioning the client, I used to have a top 20 countdown. It was sponsored, and I was complaining about something in my
He's
personal.
on Google right
I was complaining
Porn,
about
actually,
something in
porn.
my personal life, and then a little nudge from the boss, a little note that said, "Hey, who sponsors your top 20?" And I was like, "Oh, you're right." So that to me is like completely acceptable of my boss to say to me and appropriate. And I'm just glad it was nothing about my content. Like, I tweet about content that I want to tweet about, and that's never been a problem.
Well, I think that if I may, I think this is a great segue then into perhaps the first bit of conversation. We've entered, long since entered the digital era, in particular things like social media, right, which has become a valuable tool for bands to be able to connect with fans and to be able to get their music out there. And some would suggest that there's a right way to use social media and an incorrect way to use social media. And I want to kind of throw this out to the group and say, what is your take on the use and the importance of social media as an artist, and what do you think are some of the key things or the important things that bands need to do in order to be able to represent themselves properly?
Don't ask me that.
I'll go for it. What my biggest thing for artists, anyways, for the entire use of social media is not only to get your image, your music, and your message out there. It's also for interactivity. It's simple little things like when you're posting about a show, don't just say we're playing here tonight. Say, hey, we're playing at Call the Office tonight. Blah 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 blah. What songs do you guys want to hear? You need to create a dialogue between yourself and the fans.
Talking at people,
Yeah.
right? Which is what Sarah is a specialist in doing. If she makes a post on social media and it gets no response, then she's she knows that she needs to be more engaging. Like, we follow all of our results, and Sarah can speak to this more, but we know what kind of posts work and what kind of posts don't work. So you're always wanting to people to talk back, because you're not talking at them, it's a dialogue.
Tawdry posts, sex sells. I see a lot of what you post up is a lot
Talking
to do
about
with
me?
yeah.
But it's an extension of her brand, right? Like, when you ask her if she conducts herself any differently, she's Sarah Burke. It's her brand.
Let me ask a question too when Robin's done. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying anything that you put out there should fall in line with whatever your business plan is. So if your business is boring and you're not talking to people and you're not promoting yourself, then you're not going to have any content when it comes to social media. So work on your band's personality or whatever it is that you're trying to do, and don't just tell me that you're playing at the show and please come or please like my page, because we get a ton of requests for that all the time. I have people wanting to add me just because I'm friends with all the announcers and I don't know them from a load of crap, and I don't really understand that. They just think that you're counting all the people versus talking about something that counts.
So this is a question that actually we've just been kicking around like endlessly, like Tandem Eagle. Like, we're talking about content providing. We're sitting here going, you know, we're on the fence about whether we're going to do a short run of songs or an LP. That's a separate issue. Like, that's all. In the meantime, we're kind of like treading water in that realm. We don't really know what exactly to throw out there. We're playing some gigs and stuff, which is great. And yeah, we're promoting that as much as we can and trying to engage people that way. But it's almost like one-to-one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's almost like a lot more direct. Like, it's more like I'd go on my personal account and start doing it that way. But as for our content, like, we're not doing anything. Like, we haven't got anything in the meantime. And we often wonder, it's like, do you just go for anything or what? Like,
No, bring up your interest or other bands you're listening to or whatever.
Can talk about what happens at your practice. What's funny that went down, or play some of the clips of the stuff. I know you record stuff that all the time, so play something for
Yeah,
an
like we
outtake.
want to hear what your farts sound like.
Seriously.
Well, there's lots of that. Lots of B-roll there.
That's your person.
joke around so much that like there's so much that people want to know about your band. What are you drinking at practice? Who is coming to your practice?
You want to be for the Eagle, right? I mean,
you want to be as big as AC/DC? They have their own beer. What kind of beer are you guys drinking? You know?
Well, Stiegel rhymes with Eagle, so that's generally
Cute, very cute.
The Radler or just the regular?
We can go.
we drink the grapefruit one.
I love it, man. It's so
well,
good.
that attic gets really hot when we jam. So there you go. There's the backstory.
I think
Thank you.
It's a eye into the person's that band's life. Bands that like post like what they're doing when they're not even at band practice or at a show. They're like, hey, we're watching this band right now because they're really cool.
Well, that's true.
We're drinking with these people. We're
the
eating
biggest
burritos.
stuff that we've kind of put up has been like goofball shots. Like, we put up a shot of Kieran and he's like curling weights and he's got a smoke hanging out of his mouth, and it's like, here's our routine.
But
like,
people
getting
love
ready.
that.
Yeah, but that
was it, right? It was kind of like those were the hits that we put up. But I guess the whole thing is like, I'm too stupid to see the trend.
We post a picture of you surfing on a table at EMAC. We get 40 likes.
I got so much shit for that.
Standing there, we get
I got it so much shit for that. You have no idea.
I have
how
a
bad.
statement and
I
a
love
question.
it though. I
Okay.
never take that back.
Yep.
Okay, here's an example. Today, during my show, I'm on Twitter just seeing what's going on. I'm playing a Monster Truck song. I'm like, okay, let's see if there's a little tidbit going on about Monster Truck. The last Instagram post for Monster Truck is like a vintage Jay's sweater of some sort, or not Jay's, sorry, Leafs sweater of some sort. And it says, everyone from Monster Truck cheers for the Maple Leafs except Jer. To me, that was like brilliant. Hockey is obviously what's being talked about in Canada yesterday and today. Big days for the NHL opening games, you know. And then you have a Canadian band telling us where they stand on hockey, what everyone's talking about today.
I think that
Easy.
actually just answers my question very elegantly, because the question I always had comes down to relevancy. How relevant does it have to be? And
You
the
want to
answer
have a
is not at all.
personality.
We post
How relevant is
Instagram
everything that you
videos
say
of
on
people
a regular
shotgunning
basis?
beer, and people love that. It's just people.
Well,
add
but
people for
that you know that comes with punk rock culture, though. You know what I mean?
Well, but
Yeah.
like, who's doing what? Like, it doesn't have to be someone shotgunning beer. It could be
No.
You've
Fair
also
enough.
probably heard a Monster Truck song
Yeah.
during a hockey game. Think about like how it all connects to what's actually going on your TV. So the question I was going to ask Jimmy, you for instance,
Yeah.
how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm going to be 37 in December.
Okay, give me 5 things that are important to you in your life, okay? Like as generic as money, sex, whatever. 5 things. Pick your 5 things.
Family, friends, music, sex and beer.
Okay, those things I try to talk about during my show,
Yeah.
and those are 5 things that maybe a band should try and help brand themselves with too. Radio personality or band, same shit, different pile.
You want to be a real person. People want to know that you're not just some weird,
Cookie cutter.
glammy image. Like, it's super obnoxious. We are constantly dealing with, obviously, booking, so you're dealing with other bands in other cities and vice versa when bands are trying to come to town. It's like, you could probably attest for this too, Edie. Like, you see the obnoxious Facebook thing and you're like, okay, I'm done. I don't even need to.
There's like
Glammy?
there's like a misconception too. I think like bands only post about like, oh, I'm playing at this show next Thursday, and like they use it as an announcement, but it's not
Announce
just
it, but
that.
give something with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like
You're allowed
make
to
some
be a real person.
interactions. Like
Yeah.
you see some bands on their page, it's like they post maybe once a week about a show that they're playing the week after or next month, and I don't think that's like the correct way of going about it. You need to like have like post up even like a cute cat video or something. Like share that with your fans.
So, sorry.
Yeah.
My other sort of piece to this whole conversation, and I'm constantly having it with one of our bands, which is 5 boys. 5 boys who don't give a shit about Facebook. So, you know, that's fair. You want to write songs. You want to focus on other things. It's hard to try to...
That's a niche in music too. It's
Yeah,
fun.
it is. And in some of the like underground grunge stuff, like you should see the obscure shit that we deal with. But I don't know. It's a balance. It's what you want your band to be, who you are, who you want your band to be to the rest of the world. I don't think you should try to fake it, but you should also try to find a balance. But I can also understand when you are sitting with a room full of boys who don't care about posting on Facebook. They want to write songs and record, and that's to me okay too.
Yeah, like it has to fit with your band if you're Instagramming all the time. Like Monster Truck, those
Yeah.
guys love that, and
Yeah,
that's why they do
their
it well.
Instagram is really good. Yeah.
You know, but is this?
That's
Are we talking
awesome.
about
That's
Wild
awesome.
Domestic?
Yeah.
Are we talking about?
Yeah.
And like those guys, like
They're good at it because
part
they
of their branding is that they are a band that is committed to the music and only the music, right? Like,
Right.
doesn't mean that there aren't other elements, but they got to be true to them too.
and I
So,
think that's a big part of it too.
there's gonna be fans that don't give a crap about Facebook either, and they're gonna like that band.
Because the other part of it is that Facebook is pretty annoying these days.
Oh yeah,
Like
Put someone in charge though, who is a Facebook high-end user though,
Yeah,
who
we've
is
done
very
that.
close to your
Yeah.
band. I know that many of you do that already. Because if you follow some of the bigger bands, like I don't know, I follow Airborne, Toxic Event, and some wild hipster stuff, but they're always posting something. So use them as an example because there's other bands that are doing it who are successful bands, and it'll help you find whatever it is that you want to do. And the frequency of it and stuff like that. And frequency is huge too. Some people think that they're bothering people, but I've gone to bands' pages to find information out about them, local bands, and there's nothing there since a month ago, and I can't get anything, so you've lost me.
Yeah.
You know what my biggest pet peeves is right now in Instagram and social media is when people type out quotes and take a screenshot and post that up on Instagram
Yeah.
and it's just text.
In their notepad.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, or they're-
I get it, but that it's there's other that's what Twitter's for. That's
It's
what Facebook's
just
for,
like you
know?
said, it's like the announcements at school that you're
Yeah.
sitting waiting for it to be over.
Yeah, it just becomes a bit of fodder, right? So bands, identity is important, building your brand and being able to connect with fans and
knowing what your fans like, so that you are in the same conversation.
and taking into account what's successful and what's not. I mean,
Facebook
some people
analytics are huge.
Yep.
That is a free tool, and
Yeah.
if you do not use it, then you need to.
So now I want to talk, and maybe along the same veins, but I want to talk about, the different resources that are available to bands right now, which is part and parcel why I had you guys come, because I think, when you talk to some bands, and there's those that are maybe a little bit more experienced, have been around these parts for a while, and, a lot of the times it's who you know, and as a result of who you know, you can find out different resources just through, connectivity. But at the same time, there's a lot of aspiring bands that are maybe new to the area and don't realize what's available to them in the market.
Can I address that, Jimmy?
Yes.
I think that you and I have one of the best examples that I'm really proud of and I'm super close to. But I was a part of a fan show mentorship program, so sometimes when you're networking, it's not always just in music. And I'm a music wannabe. I don't play any instrument, but I would love to be in one of your bands if anyone wants me to play spoons one day. But
Can you play him like Ralph Wiggum?
I'll YouTube that
I mean,
and get
get
right
that.
on it. I actually was thinking about submitting myself into your guitar list. I can vote for myself, right? I'll
Well,
just-
47,000 times if you like.
Can you put one popular person that doesn't play guitar?
like I would like to be that
Just as
person.
the backup girl.
and,
Just stand there.
Please, can I?
Seriously.
So what I was gonna say,
We
though,
need someone to do the shooby doobies.
You need a ringer.
right?
Yeah.
I can snap. But Alexandra Kane,
Yeah.
who is in your band, one
Right.
of your bands.
Mm-hmm.
She is from the Oakville area, and she went to Fanshawe College, and she was part of a PR program to she was doing it because she has all this musical ability. She's a teacher as well, and she got into the program because she wanted to learn how to promote herself. I got connected with her, and I talked to her about networking, and I know all of you guys, most of you guys, but again, I have no real musical connection. And she's now in a band with you after interning here with Alex Jr. And you've got her doing some amazing things, and it is part of who you know, and not in that chummy sort of, hey, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine, but in real fusion where, wow, you know what, we're looking for someone she plays the keys, and now she's playing the keys with Marcellus Wallace. If it wasn't for her like advocating for herself, she would still be here in London not knowing anyone. And I told her, I said, you need to follow Brandon Eady on Twitter. And I mentioned a bunch of people so that she knew what was happening in the scene. If you don't immerse yourself, then you're not going to get connected to anything. And getting connected to things will get you those Facebook likes, and you can work on your content. Because sometimes with Facebook and social media, it's what comes first, the chicken or the egg type thing, you know? Why am I going to spend all this time talking to people when there's only 60 people, right? So you just have to stay out there. I forget what we were talking about now already, but can I be that guitarist?
It is about initiative too, though.
And
putting
that is,
yourself
and it's
into
about
it.
that's a great point, because meeting Alex, I mean, and she was great, and she obviously did a lot of great work for us too. But to see her kind of go on and do her thing as a result of some of the connections that she's formed here was great. But in that spirit, I want to kind of throw to you two, because you each represent one end of the spectrum in
Okay.
terms of radio. So
Here we
there,
go.
CHRW's branding is your cure for corporate radio, right? And on the other hand, you've got FM 96, which is part of a huge radio conglomerate that, there's a lot of musicians here in town that would love to be able to have the, radio support one way or the other.
Yeah.
But there's no question that when you look at a station like FM 96, which you have the biggest listenership in the market, and the format that you have, right, in terms of being a rock station, right, lends itself well to a lot of the music that's coming up. But that said, there's limited things in terms of what they can do, and I'm hoping that you can maybe shed some light on as to why that is, so people don't get the impression that it's not
That we're
because
snobby.
you don't want
Well,
to, right?
So
Go ahead.
I'd love
Please.
to jump in. There's a process, and that's another thing.
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, FM96, want to play my song? I'm local, you're local, let's be friends. There are agents and managers and radio reps, and,
And
there
that's what
are.
we're going to get to next. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. Okay.
I think
Okay.
like one thing to say about like campus community radio stations, like a lot of stars that you see nowadays, they started off by getting their songs onto campus community radio stations.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
Shad I recently found out Shad had a show on CHW for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
For 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks. 3 whole weeks. And then, like, again, he got his start through the college system. And then you can kind of see, like, local acts that are blowing up through the college system, like So Young, NGA, big hip-hop artist that's really blowing up now because, again, of, like, the college radio scene. So, like, all the local bands out there, like, submit your CDs to these local radio stations, and even like just mail them out. It costs $3, and there's like a list of people that you can mail out to. Like there are 40 radio stations just across.
Like I can
Canada.
put a link on the website that has
Yeah.
has addresses,
Yeah.
emails, and phone
Let's
number
do
for
that.
every
And,
single
even-
college radio
even at-
station.
That
Yeah.
chart on Earshot.
And
I
that's
was just
but
gonna
that's
say earshot.
Earshot
Exactly.
is
Earshot
the campus
is
radio.
king, right?
Everyone, and I tell there's a lot of bands who always look for the big rock radio stations or whatever market radio station that their genre is in. But the process is college radio is what's going to help you. Not even just writing into say FM96, but finding out which corporate radio station has an indie show, because generally those are driven by somebody completely different who's still involved, but they will give you the shot.
We just
And-
played the Unreal last
yeah.
night.
Yeah.
And it's knowing who you're targeting and not going for Sarah Burke. Hey, play my song. Like
Play your song
it's-
in the prime time hours of the afternoon, which is when I'm not even allowed to play my favorite songs.
Nickelback?
Hey, I never said anything about Nickelback.
Nickel Truck.
And then like one thing that I do want to like tell local bands is like every campus community radio station, they actually have a mailing system. So at CHW we call it the national mailer, and all we take is all you need to give us is 40 CDs, $40, and 40 bio sheets, and we actually send it out to all the 40 radio stations that like chart on Earshot.
We do that.
Yeah. So like CJSW does it, like Vancouver radio stations do it, Toronto, like just campus community radio stations in general, they help local musicians do that, but I don't think local musicians know that. And I do have to say, like, because of the limited resources that campus community stations do have, like, it's harder for us to get a message out there.
What was Alex's last name? Jarowski? Is that her last name?
Yeah.
She was great.
Alex
she was
G?
good.
Alex
Yeah,
G,
she was awesome for that.
Amazing.
She was who actually showed me about that program.
Yeah.
And the mailing list was great for Blackframe.
Yeah.
They actually ended up going out.
So yeah, even recently actually, Texas King gave me their album.
Yep.
Kaylee gave me their album, and I went to EKM as well.
And well, look
they're
what
all
happened to
local
Texas
artists.
King.
Sorry?
Number one on,
Yeah.
on the local radio
I told Texas King to give me their album once I started at CHW, and they got exactly number one. And now they're sending it off to other radio stations
Right.
just across the
Fucking
country.
dog.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll like chart on Earshot, like
Yeah.
somewhere down the road.
And here's another thing. Sometimes that is a better option because that's you being a big fish in the little sea instead of, on my station, you're going to end up being buried. When, with your station, CHRW, you might actually be heard during prime time on
As opposed
CHRW.
to 2:30 in the
with,
morning on the.
And there is a method behind the madness. I will say that all stations that are part of any media conglomerate, they are designed to play what is familiar to the ear. That's the underlying goal.
And selling.
Sorry.
And selling.
Advertising.
Well,
is a
yeah,
big
and
part of
make
it too,
and make
right?
money and
Well, if we don't do that, it's just a part.
Whenever there's
No
someone,
shit.
whenever there's for every person that is complaining about hearing a song, I don't know, 16 times, there's also a person requesting that song 16 times, and that's what bothers me. But I mean, even in our heavy category for the newer rock songs that we're trying to build, we're playing them 4 times a day. I will name without naming names. Sorry. I will say another station in town that's in a fresh, new music format. It'll be every hour. So
twice.
it could be worse.
Yeah,
I will say it could be worse. But again, the method behind the madness is that we're trying to play what is most familiar, and we're trying to gather as much of that audience as possible. And when they don't know what they're listening to, which is when they turn the station for us.
And you're not going to complain one day if that is you.
No.
No, not at all.
My favorite.
It's a different goal. It's designed for a different reason than campus radio.
When I see people bitching and complaining about, stuff that you guys play like Nickelback and all this other stuff, they don't understand why. I tweet them back, I ask for their email, and then I copy them on the Nielsen charts to see and show
This
them
is why,
what
exactly.
it actually
very
who
plain
is
and simple.
buying what
yeah, it's a
records
formula.
we
in
we
London.
look at music that is being played across the country, across other countries. We look at those charts every week with our music director, who is Mark Cameron, and we make a decision based on those things as well. There's a local aspect to those decisions too, but we do have features, which is where we like to pull our local talent and try and get the word out. Like a perfect example is the Unreal on the Indie Show with Travis last night. Here's another thing. I love the Flatliners. They are Richmond Hill guys. I grew up in Richmond Hill. That's close to my heart. And, is there a spot in our everyday playlist for them? No. There's
Memento.
not. Sorry?
Memento was.
Well,
played
there's been times where we've had a song in rotation, but the reality of it is that niche market for bands like the Flatliners is going to be in an indie show or in a battle of the new rock where it's designed to play something unfamiliar in a smaller audience and see what the reaction is. It's music testing at its finest, really.
Just even if you get added. So a few years back, I used to manage this band called Del Asher.
Oh yeah.
They were an unsigned band. We did the whole college radio stuff with them, got them onto the indie show. They actually got on Out of the Box like Two Crown King and some other bands have. They won the 7 rounds, went to the Hall of Fame, people actually listened, and obviously the bands and myself will always be posting people to a request, but certain songs by certain artists will actually just click, and the stations will see that the feedback is coming from actual listeners and not just yourself and your friends. And
Yeah, because sometimes some of those Battle Hall of Fame people, you know that it's the friends of the band voting them in every night. And that's fair, too, because that's what it's about. But sometimes there's a real authentic need for it from the audience.
And what was cool with that was then they got added to regular rotation. They actually made top 5 on the FM 96 countdown that year.
Oh, cool.
But now that song's never been played ever since, because you can't expect it to be, because it's not a timeless tune.
Right. Well, and the other interesting thing about going back to Shad is that Shad has now had all sorts of success and he's touring constantly.
Still no radio.
I was just going to say, he's still only being played on CHRW, right? I don't think anyone else in town is playing him. Well, I mean, in town.
But in radio,
yeah.
no.
You can't, like...
106 doesn't play him, because he's hip-hop, but he's not...
Like mainstream hip-hop style.
Yeah.
He's not Macklemore type stuff.
And that's okay. That's what makes Shad
Macklemore
amazing.
was
Well,
Macklemore,
yeah.
And
so.
even same with Basha Bula, like
Yeah.
she was like throughout her university, like at Western, she just did a show and then like kind of learned through that as well. So like,
Oh, yeah.
and I would say like to tell bands like don't completely ignore like the more mainstream radio stations that they're like take into like account of like why are their songs popular? Oh, because their riffs are like this, because their song structure is like this. And then for producers producing bands and things like that, like I think we really got to keep that in mind, like, oh, they're playing because, oh, cool, they added synths with their rock tracks or different things like that, especially like the new Two Crown King album, like the latest one, like you can tell like you guys reformed the sound a little bit to make it more mainstream as well.
And the one thing I want to add to this conversation is just because I'm doing a show on a commercial radio station doesn't mean I don't want to help grow a local talent. Jimmy, you and I have the type of relationship where I've been honest with you, oh, I can't play that on the air, but send me a link and I can post that, right? Like there's a lot of options with what we can do online. And
of course.
Especially like, my personal Twitter account, we talked about my 2 Twitter accounts, has more followers than my F96 account.
There's a reel on it.
And it's one of those things where it's like, why wouldn't I want to help with all these people seeing my tweets? Sure, send me the stuff, and I'm in if I believe in it. You know,
And
'Cause
Mac's got
that's
a
a big thing too.
relationship with like all 3 top radio stations in town: CHRW, FM 96, Free FM, even Virgin Radio. Like we basically have done stuff that has made it everywhere.
Yeah.
The longest relationship EMAC has been with CHRW. That has been something that the 2 things happened around the same time. And so local talent was recording with EMAC back when they were like at York and Richmond, and then, firing it directly over to the radio station. So what an amazing thing. Like, people are actually working on local music and they go straight there. But then there's this next echelon of things that happens when, a record label comes in and they put a budget behind it, and then they hire so-and-so to do this, and then the team gets involved. And then that stuff starts to gravitate towards more of an FM 96 thing. Then you have something that's somewhere in a strange middle ground, like Free FM, where they're doing a local contest, and it's like, but they're also playing some of the artists that have done major label stuff.
The thing, and I've mentioned it here before, so I must have been on here at one point in time. I feel like it was in this room. Everyone should take advantage of the Free FM stuff that's happening right now, because I do not know this for a fact, but because they're a newer radio station in town, they have to commit so much for CRTC regulations with local talent development, and that might not be around. I think that there's like I'm guessing a 7-year term or something like that.
There's definitely a term.
Yeah,
absolutely.
they might not do. Under the Covers could be gone before you know it, and if you weren't a part of that, then you missed out on something, because it is great to see you guys in that all the time. And I have, in some of the music related stuff that I'm doing, I have clients mention that all the time, and it's really something good for the community. We're at a point in our business where we can't do that, or don't have to do that, or you can call it that we're a corporation or whatever, but FM 96 in the past has done things like that.
We built up the same way as Free FM is starting, because they're in the beginning of their time and their heritage, whereas we've been around a while, that's all.
But that being said, we sometimes participate in a lot of Battle of the Bands. We send announcers out as judges, things like that.
Yeah.
So there are many, you can't always predict the ways, but we're definitely out there doing what we can on a regular basis, and as you mentioned, you can always contact me, and I will.
Well, actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I wanted to bring up what I thought was a valuable point in terms of a company like Chorus Radio. Beyond just being a radio station, they're an advertising marketing firm, if you will. So in our case with Two Crown King, and I'm just going to tell straight up,
It's a personal story.
We paid to have an advertising campaign done through FM 96, where we paid for commercial time, and we had Matt Grady come in and lend us his chops to our commercial.
And we also did online advertising.
We did online advertising too, which was, there was static stuff. So when you went to fm96.com on the main page, there was a link for Two Crown King that took you to another page, forwarded to another page. And in that case, we had thanked FM96 because we were fortunate to have won the Battle of the New Rock. We were the Hall of Fame champions. But apart from that, that was kind of the secondary thing, and that was coincidental, because when we went into that marketing campaign, we didn't know that was
But you were
gonna
taking
happen.
advantage, though, of something that
Certainly.
you potentially could have happened, which is
Certainly.
great. It's awesome to strike while, the iron is hot.
So we had, and I mean, you can pay and kind of choose a package that allows you to, it gives you a certain frequency of commercials, and when they run through the daytime and,
Well, what
and
happens
duration.
is I will make that
Yeah.
for you depending on the budget that you have, and a lot of times web is very, very affordable for people. And you
Right.
have to remember that your band is no different than a business in town. You are trying to do the same thing. You're trying to sell your t-shirts, and you're trying to sell attendance to your shows. That's exactly what the guy selling something at the home hardware store is trying
It's
to
the
do.
same thing. It's your
Yeah.
product, right?
I know you've spent a lot of money on your guitars and maybe getting you to engineer and produce some stuff for maybe Matt, but it is an investment. And sure, it's only in one city, but if you can help build up a base here, or I can help you with any connections that I have in other cities, even though I'm in the sales department, I know other people, in program departments in other cities, I can help you with connections, things like that, and you can sort of etch a path for yourself.
And it all goes in the portfolio at the end of the day, right? I mean, when bands sell themselves, obviously they want to tout their accolades, and to be able to suggest that you had a marketing campaign through the biggest radio station in town. I mean, maybe from the outside in, that gives some perspective to people to say,
Well,
oh,
helping
well,
you give content, which is what we were talking about,
Exactly.
and I the service that we provide at FM96, I give you screen captures of everything, and obviously with web, I can quantify exactly what's happened.
Yeah.
Our website has changed since you've last advertised, but it's my job to sort of go in and find different ways and clever ways to do things for you, and it could be promoting a show, it could just be visual branding for you, it could be because you have a new album.
You got a new album out and you want to advertise it, you can pay for web
Could be
space on
anything,
FM96, you can pay for commercial
and
time.
just
People don't
remember
realize
that, the bigger bands are spending money on themselves too, even though
Right.
they're big bands.
This
so.
is exactly what I was just about to say. You were just saying Two Crown King, this and that on the FM96 homepage. Well, maybe last month you saw Nine Inch Nails had a click-through on our webpage. One local, one internationally acclaimed, same goal.
Actually, pardon me, on FM96, there's something called Creep This, and it is bought by a record company, and they have it for the whole year. That is their concept. It was something that was created between the client, being the music company, as well as the radio station, and it looks like a programming feature, but we've made it, because we always don't want advertising to seem like advertising. If we can do product placement or something like that, Sarah's got band t-shirt Fridays every now and then.
Advertorials.
Maybe she can wear your t-shirt, whatever. We can always think of out-of-the-box ideas for you. And, that's what I'm there to do, along with my team, people like Sarah and the people in between us. So if there's, we do have to have a budget to make things work, but, we can help you as much as we can. So.
Okay. Awesome. Well, in that spirit, I'm going to get to a song here. We're going to come back and we need to have a bit of a quick discussion. And I want to talk about playing shows, about touring, and I want to kind of pick your brain on some stuff because you got some stuff going on. And, right now you mentioned that you're going to be heading to Newfoundland or out to the East Coast. And for all accounts, from everything that I've heard, everybody says that their experience out there is great.
It's wild.
So I think we need to have some discussion here about what it means to get out of the city, because there's a lot of places here to play. But
It means you might die of alcohol poisoning
Yeah.
when you go to Newfoundland.
Yeah.
I know.
Street
But whatever.
That said, I'm
I've
going
been
to jam.
screeching in a London backyard.
I threw up a pint of blood when I went to Newfoundland.
Oh goodness.
Anyway, move on.
So I'm gonna get to a song here by a little band called the Gypsy Ghost. You may have seen we put up a post a couple of days ago.
Now there's a band with a brand.
Exactly. So on the 19th of October, they're going to be coming in here to record a live album and HD video. which is pretty exciting. And so it's we're going to open the doors up. It's going to be by donation, pay what you can, bring your own beer, no dicks as always. But we hope that you're going to join us as no dicks. We have a policy
Crazy
here, no
exception.
dicks. Not as in no penises, no attitudes, no dick attitudes.
I
right?
know.
Cool. She was a little worried there for a second.
Oh, the Leafs need a
There's no
goal.
dicks here?
The Leafs need a goal.
Yes, they do. So
Change the
anyway,
subject.
this is the Gypsy Ghosts with Crash and Burn here on the London Indie Underground.
Moving forward, don't move backwards, so nothing will ever happen. Open your soul, let it flow. Things will come and things will go, but nothing is impossible. Open your soul, let it grow. Live for the day, carry your own weight. Keep what you take, I don't need it anyway. I just hope you learn when it's your turn to crash and burn. Crash and burn. Gifts and curses both been given from the gods into the living. Feet grow out of control. What's the purpose of religion? Who decides what's proper living? How does one know what to feed the soul? Live for the day, carry your own weight. Keep what you take, I don't need it anyway. I just hope you learn when it's your turn to crash and burn. Crash and burn. Gifts and curses both been given from the gods into the living. Feel it grow out of control. What's the purpose of religion? Who decides what's proper living? How does one know what to feed the soul? Live for the day, carry your own weight. Keep what you take, I don't need it anyway. I just hope you learn when it is your turn to crash and
Who got the goal?
Gypsy Ghosts with Crash and Burn here on the London Indie Underground. Once again, they're going to be joining us here in studio October the 19th to record a live album as well as HD video. So we encourage you to come down. It is going to be admission by donation. Bring your own beer, 19 plus. Doors are going to be at 9 o'clock. No dicks.
No dicks.
No dick.
And they don't mean penises, they mean assholes.
Bring on all
That's
the
right.
penises.
And not real assholes. Okay, this is going to go on too long.
Go on.
That being said, girl power.
Yeah,
All the
I
females in here.
wanted to share a fun fact if I could.
Please do.
Savannah's
Sarah-
warmed up and ready to go.
I had
Our
half a
6
drink.
degrees.
Yeah, so Sarah Burke and I went to college together at Fanshawe for radio.
No. For broadcast journalism.
broadcast
We were
journalism.
both supposed to be doing the news right now,
Yeah.
and look at us now.
We are not doing the news. And then I got a job in radio, and I worked with this beautiful lady, Miss Robin Crosby. And so it just goes to show that now we're all here sitting together doing different things that we were not doing at the beginning. And now Robin's teaching at Fanshawe. So it's like, it's a very cool connection that we've made, and it just kind of goes to show that it's what you make of it. The city is what you make of it.
It's true.
I
It's true.
didn't have a connection to this city when I first moved here at all.
I remember when you first moved here.
Yeah,
Look at
I'm
you now.
so sorry for dropping beer on you. Like, I remember just being like, I'll just drink and learn who everyone is. And yeah, no.
You want to know the reason why I'm still here?
Why?
Because just so everybody knows,
I
because
do
I'm
wanna
not
know.
from here. My second year, I got
Because of where you're from.
no.
Who wants to go back there?
No, not me. Because in second year broadcast journalism,
This is my same reason, yes.
you get put on a beat in reporting, and I got put on the arts and entertainment beat, and I got to experience some really amazing things and do some great interviews, and I was like, wow, this finally feels like a city that I can connect to.
As soon as you venture outside of the
Bubbles.
school atmosphere, whether it be Western, whether it be Fanshawe, whether it be a different place you're getting educated, once you learn the city, like I come home to London, I don't go home to Toronto
Yeah.
anymore. I have connections in Toronto, I have friends in Toronto, but I come home to London.
Yep.
Right.
You know?
Me too.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've had some really good discussion about, creating a brand, some of the resources that are available to you in the market. Sidebar, it's all tied up, 1-1, Toronto, Philly. That's important
Yeah.
news. But I would like to have a bit of discussion, and Savannah, this is one of the things that I think you're going to be able to speak to, and obviously Brandon too, about the need for getting out of the city and sharing your brand with other communities. So can you tell us first off about your group that you perform with?
Well, I don't perform with anybody. I
She
wish.
is talented. Musically, I don't know.
If anybody's looking for a backup singer, no.
I'll dance.
I,
Well, that you work with, sorry.
No. Anyways, I work with Wild Domestic. I manage them. They are a 5-piece post-rock instrumental
Fabulous band.
Really great.
crazy
Yeah,
noise
they're
band. Thank you. And so I work with them specifically. I've been hanging around with them for 5 years at this point. I also work with another band called Lonnie in the Garden, who you've had on the show
Of
before.
course.
Did you play in Rock Lottery with Lynn?
I did.
Is that how you know her?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how we met.
Anyways, so I guess I work with them, and Adam, who is my other half and has been running the label, like I mentioned, for almost 15 years, has been booking tours across the country, doing press and PR and acting as a publicist, playing in bands, grinding it out, doing all of those lovely things that you have to do as a Canadian indie artist. What should I say? We're getting ready to go on another tour because it's a necessity, because the second you stop, you're irrelevant. You have to play shows. You have to play shows to 4 people. You have to do it. It's
Because next time there's 10 people.
Yeah.
And the next time there's 19.
Yep.
And it just builds every time. You have to.
We're doing the exact same run we just did in June. So we did Newfoundland in June, and we're going back. We're doing a couple different venues, but we're doing most of the same cities across the East Coast because it's just what has to happen. And it makes the most sense for our music genre, I think, as well. So anyways, we're just finishing up the last few details. We've announced the tour, and now doing press, which is a whole other thing. Making sure you have merch on the table, making sure you have guarantees where you have guarantees, making sure the vehicle's fixed and ready to go, making sure everybody has work booked off. All of the
You'd be
things.
amazed how many times that happens.
Oh, it's insane. Oh, I have to work, Sav. What? You have to work. So it's a process. It doesn't happen like that. People that have agents have a little bit more of a luxury, but also it's still a grind. Single mothers are a great example of a band in town who have an agent, who play a lot, who tour a ton. but
They
have also had to
also-
grind a lot.
They do, and they actually like their booking agent Adam Spencer is a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
But they actually go behind his back because they want to play so much that when they come home, they'll go
Mhm.
off the books from him and they'll book house shows or book small club
Yes,
shows.
they do.
And they'll do it,
That's funny.
all the
Yeah.
time, because it won't make sense to the agent for them to play when they just played
Pay what you can. Yeah.
and do a pay what you can show. So they just go around them. Sometimes that doesn't fly over well when they get wind of it, but that's just a testament of they're still grinding it out and still
It
building.
happens a lot.
And yeah,
So yeah, I don't know. We are weekend warriors when we need to be. We try to be smart with our money and our resources, and we saved up and we bought a bus and we renovated ourselves, and that's what gets us across the country. And
I'd like to know who drives.
we all drive.
Okay, you switch it up.
Yeah, we all drive.
You would look very cute in the driver's seat.
Are people
With
allowed
6
to
boys
sleep?
in the back.
Like, if
Oh, yeah.
someone's- so the driver can drive on their own, and everyone's allowed to sleep.
oh yeah.
We converted to RV. So we bought a short school bus, converted to RV. It sleeps 7, fits all of our gear, 2 drum kits.
Yeah, 2 drummers in Wild Domestic, which is amazing.
Yeah,
It's cool.
yeah. So I don't know. What is there something specific you want me to tell you about, or?
Well, I just I wanted to get your perspective on why you felt that it was important to tour, and
Yeah.
about
Because
you
becoming relevant.
about the experience that people can expect when they go out on the road. Because I mean, I think sometimes when bands are venturing on their first tour, right, they're thinking
You know whether your band's going to stay together on your first, not even just tour, but on your first 2 back-to-back
Yeah.
shows.
I agree.
You have to have an understanding with each other because you're put crammed beside each other for 48 hours minimum. And whether you're all best friends and you all get along until you're in that environment and situation, you have no idea.
Yep.
You have no idea. I used to work with this band called Soap Opera Coma, and we were in Quebec, and we had a propane gas van.
Oh,
because
man,
it was
this
cheaper
story.
at the time.
I had one too. Yeah.
We broke down outside of Quebec City at a gas station. That was the only propane tank in the area. We had enough that would get us like another 20 minutes, but we weren't going to risk it. So we slept there. But we couldn't have the heat on because we didn't have any gas. So 6 of us freezing. I have anxiety attacks and start raging on everybody. Everyone else starts raging on each other. It was literally not sleeping for 8 hours. Freezing cold, trying to spoon each other, wake up, go have breakfast, the most silent stare at each other. But then we went back to being fine later on that day, and that's how you know
Yeah.
things are going to work.
Because everyone gets what has to be done to get to the end of the day.
Well, it's a job, right? I mean,
Yeah, it is a job.
Before I was doing this, I was a marketing coordinator at Budweiser Gardens and worked with big shows, and I continue to do that sort of in my freelance life. But it's a job and it is a grind, and touring is not glamorous, even in a big arena. And so you have to work those kinks out as a band when you are an indie nobody, because you figure out the dynamic of the band, you figure out what everybody's roles are, you figure out what works for you guys financially, and you learn a lot about budgeting and oh my gosh, all sorts of
It also helps
things.
you hone your craft and your stage show.
Exactly.
I mean, you can sit, and I said this before, I mean, you can sit in your basement and play all the time and become as tight as possible. But then if you've only played your hometown like 3 or 4 times, you get on stage and you're still not together.
Mm-hmm.
When you're forced to put on the best possible show you can for even 4 people who've
Yeah.
never seen you before, you just get that much tighter and that much, I don't know, better
Yeah.
at your craft. And
It
like
also
you said,
gives you content for your social media
Well, yeah,
feeds.
that's-
Because I have never been to the East Coast, but I have vicariously through this one. So thank you very much for the journey.
You're welcome.
If you are, starting out a band and starting to get touring, you can only play London once every month, really.
Oh, 4 times a year, man.
And once you get to that point, I mean, when you're a new band, I always say oversaturate the shit out of yourself.
Sure.
For the first few months, because you're new, people need to see you. If they've ever heard you before, even if you're playing with the same different bands in different venues or whatever, the more people that see you in the first time, take time off, come back, boom, you have 150 people.
Mm-hmm.
Next time, boom, you have 200 people, and it's that build. It's the anticipation of you, hey, we're back in London finally. Not, oh, yeah, we're playing tonight, and then we're playing again in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So you might not be able to make it tonight, but come the next time. But aside from that, start doing weekend jaunts. Like go out every
You
Thursday
have
and
to.
Friday, Saturday. Run up the 401 to Guelph and Toronto and Newmarket or Clinton and Bayfield and whatever. But then when you are first ready, when you're ready to go do your first actual tour, go to the East Coast because it is much like Ontario, where every drive at most is 4 hours between markets, which is actually very clutch because when you're touring out west, you literally will drive for a day without a show.
And see anybody.
And, yeah.
Except your bandmates.
And the East Coast is super responsive. They all go out to shows. They love everything.
Yeah.
They're really, really involved out there.
And the thing about Newfoundland, and part of the reason why we're going back is because they were so receptive. I sold so much merch before we even started playing because people
That's
were
good.
coming up to us going, holy shit, you came all the way from Ontario? Hey man, here's a drink. Want to come have a joint? You're like, whoa, where am I? Because they appreciate it, and it's a whole different level of respect and appreciation. And I think it's really eye-opening as a band from Ontario, because when we were out there, everybody says, oh, you're from Ontario. And
That's what they say out west about us too.
yeah.
Where everyone says about it.
And we did
I've
like a
never heard
straight
that.
drive from Halifax to Toronto, and we left this like beautiful, we did a house show, we had a great time, and then we did a straight 24-hour drive to Toronto, and we get there and like the sound guy's being a jerk and the bar doesn't care, and it was like, oh my god, this really is Ontario.
Polar opposites.
Yeah, it's a very different place, and I think it's a good reminder as Canadians and as artists that we should experience that, because if you've never been, it's
Are
it's
you the one
very
that
eye-opening.
books all the places that they play?
So Adam and I split the booking, which is also crazy. And coming back to social media, it's a huge relief in certain respects. You'd be surprised that in Stevensville, Newfoundland, you have to call the bar.
Yep.
And it's trying to find the Joan that books the bands, and it's like wing night, but you need to get your band on the bill. And the best way to get her is through her phone, and then she tells you to Facebook her. And anyways, it's just it's a bit of a rigmarole, to be honest.
I do
But
find that social media has helped.
it's
a lot,
helpful, though.
Because back when I started and I was doing the Cross Canada, it
Oh,
was
yeah.
literally calling
Yeah.
or emailing every single, like opening phone books.
Yep.
And you know they used to come out with the, I don't know if they still do, but it was like an almanac of an encyclopedia rather that they would release every year in Canada that would have all the venues, all the promoters,
card.
and any media that would help out in which market in town.
Yep.
And you would literally finger through it
Oh, yeah.
and go through your routing. I mean, I still have routings from back then, years ago, because I use the same one.
Yeah.
So if we're going on the East Coast, you know, we'll start off and we'll do London
same
and then
thing.
Hamilton
Yeah.
and make our way up and then hit the same places coming back. And then literally all you have to do is when you're going out east again, open it up, call
Call
the
'em
same
again.
places and try and line it up.
Amazing.
Yeah, social media is helpful. That's sort of what I was getting at, is that it's been very, very helpful.
All right, guys. Well, I think
We're late.
yeah, we're running a bit late, but I wanted, and that's good because I wanted to have some healthy discussion. But I got to tell you, we got a huge crowd here tonight in anticipation for the performance from Fault of Mine, which have quickly
amazing.
built themselves a
band.
nice little
I
buzz.
need to know more about them.
Sound check sounded fantastic. If you guys want to sit in here during their performance, you can hear it through the live stream, which sounds dope, as the kids say. But we're going to get to Fault of Mine here in just a couple of minutes. But I do want to get to another song here. And I did mention earlier in the program that the Salads are going to be performing live here November 2nd as part of our Halloween annual Halloween bash that we do. And we're going to have tickets available for that. We'll make some information available coming very soon. But it is a private party, and it's actually hosted by the owner of the building. His name is Tom Bitts, and it is also going to be a sponsored event, sponsored by Molson.
Costumes mandatory.
So, costumes mandatory.
I have
So-
no ideas.
So that
I'm
said,
already good to go.
we're going to get to this song, and we're going to get Fault of Mine up here on stage in just a couple of minutes. So in the meantime, here's the Salads with Boombox from London Indie Underground.
Turn it up, baby. Turn it up.
tunes on the boombox, yeah. Get your man a scotch on the rocks and just turn up your boombox. Chilling with the boombox, yeah. Everybody's jamming to the boombox, yeah. Got the boom tunes on the boombox, yeah. Get your man a scotch on the rocks and just turn up your boombox. Hear the waves crash to the shore. When I see them break again, then I grab my board. No, I can't contain, gonna lose my brain if I can. Write a little more, please let me play a little more. You know I wish I was back there again, where the summer never ends, and just kick back and play tracks for all my friends. Chilling with a boombox, yeah. Everybody's jamming to the boombox, yeah. Got the boom tunes on the boombox, yeah. Get your man a scotch on the rocks and just turn up your boombox. Chilling with a boombox, yeah. Everybody's jamming to the boombox, yeah. Got the boom tunes on the boombox, yeah. Get your man a scotch on the rocks and just turn up your boombox. We're chilling with Dylan and Molly, so shake down 'cause it's a pop party. Go back out to rock out with Van Halen, running with the devil on the old boombox again. And it never go wrong with some fishbone, some old P-funk for your trunk. Always got the song. Oh, how they all shine like stars for me. Don't have to all drop big cars for me. Don't have to act all bizarre, you see. Just stay on my boombox, rock with me. Just stay on my boombox, talk to me. Just stay on my boombox. Dealing with a boombox, yeah. Everybody's jamming to the boombox, yeah. Got the boom tunes on the boombox, yeah. Get your man a scotch on the rocks and just turn up your boombox. Chilling with a boombox, yeah. Everybody's jamming to the boombox, yeah. Got the boom tunes on the boombox, yeah. Get your man a scotch on the rocks and just turn up your boombox. Boom, 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 yeah. Turn up your boombox. Oh, gotta turn me. Turn up your boombox. Gotta turn me. Scotch and the rocks and just turn up your boombox. Boom, chicka boom, chicka boom.
Light some shit on fire.
Hey, everybody. Wow, this is a great crowd. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jimmy James. I want to thank everybody for coming down here to London Indie Underground on Wednesdays for our Indie Stream podcast. Thank you so much. So just a couple of things really quick, and just to let you know that, we do this on our own time and on our own dime, and we don't ask for a cover charge, and we're trying to build a community of musicians and music enthusiasts. But when we do our shows, we are survived by donations. So if anybody would like to make a donation to the Indie Stream podcast, there's a little box by the front door. Anything you're willing to contribute is very appreciated. It is not expected, but anything that we do collect goes right back into doing what we do. And every week we're going to try to showcase some talent that you might not have heard of otherwise. We try to give bands a unique opportunity to showcase their product. So I'm very excited today. As you know, it is an industry night. I do need to take a minute to thank all our panelists for coming in and contributing to our podcast today. Thank you very much. And I'm quite excited to have this band here. They've managed to build a quick little buzz for themselves, and as a testament to this crowd here tonight. So ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Fault of Mine.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Fault of Mine, what's going on?
Thank you. I think we're just gonna keep this rolling. We're gonna get right into the next one. It's called Like Antidotes. You might have heard it. Jimmy spins it for us sometimes, so check it out. Thank you. This is awesome. Thank you so much for everybody who came out to this, Fucking cheers. All you people watching at home, too. Cheers. Gonna light a fart and fucking... There's a fucking smoke machine. All right, let's get this going. So we're gonna play one of our songs off our first EP. It's called When Tables Turn. Thank you. So this is sweet. So is cider's delicious. I recommend it to everybody. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna play another one off our old EP because we love these tunes. So this song's called Seeing Blind. We just want to take a quick second to thank Mr. Jimmy James, everybody here, Mr. Greg Hatchett on the soundboard. Let's give it up for that guy, doing a hell of a job. Thank you, sir. Obviously, all you lovely people out here to come see this, so we appreciate that a lot. Hopefully we don't keep you too late. We got some more songs, so fuck yeah. It's good to see some familiar faces. I don't recognize this guy though, he's missing. There's something missing around this area, I don't know. Looking good, bud, looking good. Another chord in my heart. Led me this far to let me down. Sympathize with you no more. You're taking up my time. I've had enough. Thanks a lot. We got 2 more for you. So we're in the studio right now at the beautiful EMAC with Mr. Matt Grady, Kyle Ashbourne. So those guys are doing us a favor and helping us out getting these songs done. So we're gonna play one now that's actually not even on this. It's gonna be something else, but we figured let's fucking do it anyway. And London Indie, first time. Let's hear how it goes. Song's about getting drunk and Batmaning on your friends. I'm sure we've all done that enough times. I see a couple Adam West lookalikes around here. There's one right there for sure. We hope you like this. It's something new to what we do, but let's see how it goes. Thank you. We got one more. This next song is called Dope City. We're recording this at EMAC Studios right now, so check it out when it's gonna drop, hopefully soon. When we can get our shit together. It doesn't happen. Shit together, just fuck. No, it doesn't work. But it's been a blast. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jimmy, Greg, all of yous. Fucking beautiful people. This is a rad spot, so let's keep this going.
These streets are home to liars.
Cheers.
Ghost Ship Victoria.
Oh, yeah.
With Alice here on the London Indie
Yeah,
Underground. A band that we're anticipating to get some new music from. I know they've been spending some time recording. That was a track that we had done here at the Vault Recording Studio, I guess dating back almost a couple of years now. So they've been hard at work in their studio, which coincidentally happens to be in the same building here. And Mike Vanstone, who is also a part of the Divine Right of Kings, is working on the production on that. He's working on the new Hello Amora stuff. So as soon as we get some stuff in, we're going to bang it to you because we want to showcase all the best bands from London and Southwestern Ontario. So we are now anticipating the arrival of the tardy fault of mine.
Tardy fault of mine.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm
so
late.
toddy.
And I can't even
So
blame it on the bar
tardy.
shop because Ajay is awesome. I saw it coming from across the
You
way.
guys fucking killed it.
That was incredible.
The boys have weak bladders and they all had to run to the bathroom really quick.
Yeah. New tall cans.
You guys just having your own conversation online right now? That's okay. No, carry on. I don't mind.
It happens.
I'm kidding. So we are live right now.
Oh,
we're,
hey.
we're live on the stream. So listen. First off, holy shit, that was awesome.
Thanks,
So good.
Fuck you guys.
We felt fucking great. Like, you got a great stage, man.
Yeah.
I heard everything through those monitors, so I felt
Good.
excellent.
Perfect. Well, you had a hell of a sound guy.
Yeah, that's true. Greg Hatchett
Man,
coming through.
one of the biggest crowds I've seen here, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. For
Oh,
sure. Well,
it's
this
really good.
this thing's been steadily growing on a tick, and but certainly I think that crowd, as I was saying on stage, is kind of a testament to the buzz I think that you guys have managed to put together here pretty quickly.
Too.
Yeah, very quickly.
Alright.
I like it a lot.
I'm saying that was
Been,
good.
been hanging out in that attic for a few years. But
Well, no, we were, Kieran and I have been in London for a while. I mean, we've known you for a long time, and it took us a while to round up some good members after we had moved up here, and stuff happened. But these two guys here are the ones that we needed, and we bided our time, and I think we're hitting when the time is right. And
Yeah,
obviously
I
everybody's
felt
ready,
like
so.
sticking with it really showed. There is times a long time ago where I felt like, should I continue with this? But I noticed the more and more I stick with it, the more and more.
You just
it
need
comes
the right
along.
people, man.
That's
the
right.
answer is
More
always,
creative,
the answer is always. And then it's just, eventually you surround yourself and it feels
Yeah.
right and comes together.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do a roll call here. So from left to right. So who do we got?
Ryan?
And you play.
I
Well, I
play
guess
bass.
people just saw.
Kieran.
Garen, guitar and vocals.
Sean.
Sean, drums.
Greg,
Sound guy.
Yeah, just some guy.
He does sound at all our shows, so he's part of the band.
Yeah,
And I'm Kyle and I play vaginas.
a lot.
I'm not a player, I just crush them. I just play with them. I'm never serious with them.
He plays the clitoris.
I just heard
Very
a few
well.
chicks out there go, that son of a bitch.
Yeah, I don't like this band anymore.
Yeah. We're going to lose like 5 or 6 likes.
Oh shit! I just got a notification. They're dropping like flies.
So after that performance, you probably gained 20 more. So.
I would hope so.
Exactly.
Hopefully. There's
a
a
bunch
bunch
of dicks, though, not vaginas.
There's actually a bunch of people out there that I haven't met before or seen here on a Wednesday, so I don't even know where they came from.
We're starting to build a bit of a built-in Wednesday crew now that's been coming regardless of who's playing. They just want to come here and check out some music, right?
A few people approach me saying it's the first time here. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
where were you?
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for coming.
But but I mean, we've only been we haven't been in this facility for
I was
very
gonna say,
long.
what is
now,
it, like
right?
a month, 2 months?
No, we've been here since July.
Since July?
Yeah. So
3.
I mean, only 3 months here, and I mean, we've been doing a podcast every Wednesday, with the exception of the odd one here and there. But certainly, I think from week to week, not only is the talent that has come in through the doors has been kind of going up and up and up, but certainly our listenership has been growing, and our stream has been pretty solid, 300 to 500 listeners per podcast. So it's been humbling to say the least. So, question for you: how long have you guys now been a band? So what's the
8
timeline
months
here?
now?
Kieran and I have been playing together for
All 4 of us.
6 years, and then we moved up to London. We're all we originated in playing in Belleville, which is hilarious because that's where Kyle's
Did you
from
say
as
playing
well.
at Belleville?
Playing.
Oh, playing in Belleville.
See,
that question.
Vegas. Well, but I didn't even meet Kyle until London.
That question is like a loaded question because Kieran and I used to play in a band back in Belleville.
With Andy from Gypsy
With
Ghost.
Andy from Gypsy Ghost,
Oh, really?
who played
Yeah,
bass.
Long before I was even around. So
Yeah,
there's-
called Confined
Andy used to play
Spaces.
bass in the band, and I was guitar vocals. He was lead guitar, and
Yeah,
This guy probably would have been 10 years old at that time.
exactly.
Probably still in public school at that time.
he had the big mustache and the hair still.
Still have the dreads, eh?
Yeah, and then
Born with dreads.
we just kind of, it's weird, like that's me and Kieran always joke about this, like we broke apart. Kieran and I have these lives where like
we were never super tight, but our lives would always intertwine with each other all the time. No matter if like I started a new job and it just so happens he's working there, and then like we would hang out for like 4 or 5 months, and then we would just like exactly.
It's like serendipity. Find that book, man. Find that book.
But
And then
in answer to your question, our first show was these 4 members was April, and it was New Beginnings EP release.
Yeah.
That was our
Yeah.
first as the 4 members, and that's kind of
Yeah,
where
I
it,
shit my pants during that show. That was like my very first
It
show.
smelled terrible, too.
Yeah, very first show with this band, and it was at that show, like a Rum Runners show with a new
Yeah.
beginning. It was beyond what I would expect for
Yeah,
my
you guys
first
blew me
show.
away that night. That was the first time. Obviously, you guys have been. We've
Well,
been talking
Vance
about,
Bronson, right?
Yeah, because Corey Vance Bronson from Shotgun Rules was jamming with you guys for I don't know how long.
Couple
before
months
that
or
just
so.
didn't work out.
Yeah.
But I knew you guys had stuff on the go, and then we got you on that show, and you guys blew my mind, man.
Sweet.
It was great.
Well, I
It was
mean,
the Kyle's first show too.
Yeah.
the 3 of us were doing a 3-piece for a couple years, and you know we played some shows, but I'm glad that we didn't play a show that we may not have been ready for. And you know, Kyle ended up having the time, and again, that intertwine just met up, and we were able to start jamming properly, and then we got that show, and it's been awesome since. I can't even believe it.
Yeah, we were really lucky actually. We moved into a house, and it's got 2 apartments and a 800 square foot attic that the guy was like, you guys move in here, do whatever you want. We spent a few $1,000s. Like, we rebuilt the room. We've made it like soundproofed and like floor on top of the ceiling. Like, so
incredible.
we've got this awesome jam space now that we can really like get into it.
And we did some pre-production in there too.
The recording of Antidotes that you play all the time is
Done
this
in
guy in the attic.
Yeah, right on.
Like we just recorded the whole
That's
thing.
a great
right through
song,
the
man.
attic.
We jammed that, I would say, almost.
We're going to have a new
almost
song
every
for
week.
you. We promise.
Well, you know, when you think about it, I mean,
New to
we
spin.
a lot of these songs that we play, we play, you know, every week. But when you think about frequency, we're only on the radio once a week, from 3:30 to 6 p.m. Right on most radio stations and popular songs, you're going to hear them multiple times during the day, right? So we're not getting as much frequency, so we need to take that time to showcase what, in our opinion, is some of the best talent from London and southwestern Ontario, and you guys certainly fall under that category.
Well, there's always
somebody
good
out there
stuff on
sounds
it.
like Cookie Monster.
Is that guy
Probably
puking
Grady.
again?
Not Grady.
Did somebody puke?
That's not Grady?
Bottle of wine, Jameson.
Did somebody puke?
Mangler.
No.
Oh, okay.
I was just cracking jokes.
Oh no, I wouldn't be surprised. You never know, right? You never
It is,
know.
well, it's kind of early.
You guys, you guys know the band Fun Fact?
Turned into a party.
No.
I have yet to see
the-
them live.
Oh man, they're incredible. Well, anyway, last year, September 1st, when we held our very first podcast, which was hosted by Sarah Burke, Kelly Curry, who was the drummer from Fun Fact, showed up. And I didn't even really know him very well at the time, but like by the end of the night, he was like passing out on the couch, and we had to haul him out and throw him in a cab, and you know, and he proclaimed that as being the best party that he's ever been to. But I'm surprised that he even remembers a third of it, because the guy like went from zero
That guy
to
went
hammer.
through
That's
MIA.
why it
No
was
time.
the best party he's ever been to.
Just as a side note, it's 2-1 Leafs with minute 18 left in the third period.
Oh, Brandon's kicking himself right now, eh? Philly's down.
Yeah.
So we've got the one song that we've been showcasing. So what's the plan
Sorry,
going
Cam.
forward here, gentlemen? You just came off of a couple of successful shows. Do you have some plans to record here? Pardon me, what am I
Well, we're
saying?
in
You
the
guys
studio,
just
yeah.
spent some time at EMAX Studio, right?
Yeah, that song you have is actually a demo of one of the songs we were going to be doing. So we relived it, and we're like bringing it back to life again.
Okay.
A little bit different, changed some things up, and 2 more that
And
we
two more
played
songs.
today.
Those were originally supposed to be pre-production,
Right, that
But they
turned
just kind of
into-
threw them out in the
So
wild,
they're
which is
so
cool.
good. I
Yeah.
can't wait to
And
hear
then
it again, man. I love
That's
that tune.
cool.
Yeah, me too,
I
man.
really love that tune.
It's so the 3. I mean, everything's tracked except vocals on one,
Yeah.
and then you know, and then just the magic of.
We had a day
recording
where we got
after
a bunch
that.
of people in for some gangs. We did like 4-part harmony gang vocals, man.
We'll see if that actually, how much that sticks on the album, and because we haven't actually done a full playback through it yet.
Some gangs.
East side,
No, we
west
dressed
side.
up. You should have seen the baby blue that was there. Man.
Oh fuck, we can't be friends. Blood yo.
So,
YOLO.
so the new stuff is coming. Sorry, are you guys going to make like an actual EP available, or is it just going to be a digital
It's
release?
just going to be online. Like, just do a soft release like Bandcamp or something.
Yeah.
And
We-
because we want to get back and do 3 more in the new year and like keep it going.
Right, of
and
course.
then maybe do like a release of 9 later or something when it comes all out.
We don't ever want to stay stagnant, I guess, and we understand like creating an EP and things like that, but we want to kind of like do something new where we're doing more of like a digital download. So we're gonna do like a 3 and 3 songs every 3 months is what we're trying to do, and we'll just do digital download cards, start handing those out, so it's not just a CD that's kind of we're handing out that's sitting on someone's dresser for a month or so that they forget about.
Right.
Yeah.
We want them to be able to like download it right away. 3 months down the road, hopefully we have another 3 ready to go, and we'll just cycle that, come to the 9 song, then we can create an EP with all 9.
Excellent.
Yeah, and bang it out.
And as far as shows coming up, I know you just recently played here with, I think it was a New Beginning there.
That was their farewell
Yeah,
tour.
so your first show was with them on their EP release, and then your last
Yeah.
show was
We
with them on
love
their...
those guys.
Bring them in,
Yeah.
take them out.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a passing of the torch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
No, it's we're super thankful.
Yeah.
Because the first time we met and played with those guys was Assassinate the Following's farewell, which was a year before that.
You know
and it
what? I was
us
at
and
that
New
show.
and all those guys, right? So that's what kind of where we met them, and they brought us out for that. And we're
3-1 Leafs. Sorry.
Oh,
Sweet.
no
way.
3-1 Leafs.
Suck it,
22.5 seconds
Suck
left.
it, Kemp.
They
Oh, wow.
so the Philly had taken a penalty there. They had pulled the goalie, and Lupul drew a penalty, and now anyway. So that has nothing to do with
Yeah.
fault of mine. But the game's on in the background. Hockey's back, and
That
obviously
new
we're
song, are you guys
invested.
recording that? The one you played second last tonight?
Brand new one?
No,
Yeah.
that's
No,
one
that'll
that
be the next
we're
one.
on the back burner
And
for.
you know what? Few
Because I really
people-
like
Well, you
that
know
song.
what? Guess what?
It's recorded.
We have a
You
recording.
do that here?
Oh, well, I might from time to time. From time to time.
Sweet.
Sweet.
So, where can people find you online? Where if they went looking? Because I got to tell you, I had some difficulty at first on Twitter because I think there was another band called Fault
That
of
is
Mine.
that's an issue.
No,
That's a
it's-
headache
We don't know
right
who
now.
made that.
Yeah.
I contacted Twitter about it. I'm like, who the hell? And they used our pictures and
No.
they like
Yeah.
made this.
What?
whole
I saw
account.
you tweeted that too. Yeah, we're a Fault of Mine on Twitter. So, at Fault of Mine
Underscore.
Not
The
Fault
other
of
one
Mine.
has been taken up, and Twitter won't release that to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
we don't know who made this. They used our picture.
Somebody-
They
it was some show that we played
Canadian
in
Music
Toronto,
Week.
in Canadian Music Week, and we won it through a bit of a battle, and they went ahead and
Sounds like a
created it
crazy ex-girlfriend.
under the name because it
You
wasn't
think?
there, and like you said, we messaged everybody
Twitter
at the,
and all these.
at the company and Twitter to try to get it back, and it's just no word back.
Yeah,
So
they're all
We
being
have to use this
jerks.
other one.
screaming in the dark.
I have ways of tracking that down.
Yeah.
Well,
That
please
would
do,
be-
Find
because
out
we need to
first, man,
shut
that'd
that
be
down. They
awesome.
got followers that we want right now.
Edie runs the internet, right? So
No, I've had to do that before.
he's the internet king.
Yeah, if you can figure that
Well,
out. for us,
You
we'll
had
go
you
for it.
had identity fraud.
But Bandcamp,
Yeah.
Twitter
is where you
fraud?
find us.
Band, okay,
I get
so
locked out
full
of every
EP,
fucking
like our
account
first EP
'cause
out
I'm a
there.
robot.
Yeah.
all right. So sorry, Bandcamp. What's the Bandcamp address?
Faultofmine.bandcamp.com.
Okay, and Facebook.
Facebook.
Just
Yeah,
fault
Those
of
are,
mine.
those are
Facebook.
the spots.
Okay.
Really.
And what's-
SoundCloud, we have some stuff up. We have some like unreleased. shit.
Is there one that you use primarily as your main source of social media?
I mean, Facebook is probably the most frequent that we do.
Yeah, it's the most popular one.
Cool. And any shows coming up here in the next little while, or
We play the 13th in Woodstock with Zealot's Desire.
Little
Like
Thanksgiving.
a Thanksgiving
shindig, it'll be
Sunday sort of thing. We kind of do that with them once or twice a year. It's pretty good.
cool?
Yeah,
And
Boys
then
and
we-
Zealots.
I think we play the 8th at the college. I think is that a date there?
Ninth.
With Fox. is it
Whatever the
ninth?
whatever the Friday.
Fox fighting satellites.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
it's gonna be a
I
good
saw
show.
that.
That
so
is
that
gonna be a
listing,
good
yeah.
show. I'm so
That'll be
excited.
a
Yeah,
great
I'll watch that
show.
one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my way out to
I mean,
that
both
one
those
for
are
sure.
gonna be sweet. The Sunday shows there. They do them like the Thanksgiving Sunday and the Family Day Sunday. So that way everybody's off on the Monday, and it's always good turnout. I mean, those guys are awesome to hang out with. And then we have the college one, which is gonna be pretty sweet too.
Word.
Yep.
Sweet.
Fanshawe College, Outback
Yeah,
Shack.
Fanshawe.
Not the Blackshire.
Drive by.
What did you say? Fanshawe College, not the.
No, I said Fanshawe College, Outback Shack.
Oh, Outback Shack. I thought you said not the Blackshire.
Be there.
Yeah,
You
not
can
the
Blackshire in the mind.
Yeah, you can tell someone just came to promote her. Eh?
Not
Like,
the
did you say Blackshire?
Blackshire. Blackshire.
That's all I can say now.
So yeah, Blackshire.
Yeah, how about that?
What's going on with that? You're
Yeah.
the new promoter. from
I'm
what I
the new
read?
promoter booking agent for the Blackshire Pub.
Wow.
Yeah, it took effect, I guess, earlier this week. They're in the midst of renovations right now.
Cool.
And once we get the green light, we're
Excellent.
going to start pushing on. Excuse me, and I think it's going to be a cool opportunity. I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, I'm kind of new to that venture, and you know, I don't, make any bones about the fact that it's new to me. But I feel like I've been privileged in the fact that I've met a lot of bands and connected with a lot of people, and you know, I owe Brandon
Same deal.
obviously a lot for that.
It's
But
not like you don't have people who can help you with that, no.
no, that's true. That's true. So I'm pretty excited. I think it's going to be a cool venture, and obviously it goes without saying, we'd love to have you guys down there. And it's not a hugest room, but if tonight's any indication, I mean, certainly we'd be able to pack that joint.
Yeah.
They
Well,
have
we've
cider
always
or-
had a good time there.
They do actually. They're adding a bunch of craft beers. They're doing some pretty cool upgrades there.
They
so.
should get some Wapoo cider.
Yeah, I think they have some, man. Actually, have the apples in it?
It doesn't have apples in it. I don't.
What? There's one of them that.
Is brewed locally.
Is it? No, because I know they're working with. Pretty sure. Let me get back to you on that. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that.
Wait, it actually has apples in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has pieces of apple in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now that I know is Scrumpy cider. That's English.
Maybe that's the one.
You
Maybe
go
I'm
to Old
confusing it.
England and they.
How does that even like?
Oh, apparently
Yeah,
it's
it comes right out of draft.
apparently it's delicious.
Can I have apples?
So since
Well, no,
big
it's not
chunk
like
hit to get it
it's
in
like
the eye,
apple
that
pulp kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
big chunks of apples coming out of the kick.
I'm intrigued.
I know, man.
Mind you, I don't
Me
like
too.
pulp in my orange juice.
Me neither. But I
No,
do.
no pulp.
I definitely like. I like apples. Anyway, cool story. I like
Sweet.
apples.
Yeah.
Well, listen. I need to take a minute to thank the sponsors. I'm hoping you guys are going to bear with me while I do this.
Yeah.
Because this
Thanks
is
for having us.
No,
Yes.
and I'm going to say, thank you so much for coming and obviously getting behind what we're trying to do here. It was cool to see that you guys, took the time to create a Facebook event and rally some people around it. I mean, we do a lot of that stuff here, and you guys took the lead on that, and it goes without saying that I appreciate that because we're survived by word of mouth. And moreover, we do this on, like I said, most of it on our own money and our own time. So when we do our fundraiser shows or we ask people to make donations, it's just going to make this sustainable, and it's always helpful when bands try to create awareness. And as a result of what you guys did, I mean, we got a bunch of Facebook likes too, and people were tuned in, and there's no question that I think the panel tonight was really good. I think we had some great discussion about the music industry here in London, and this is an ongoing dialogue. I mean, it's not going to end here today, and there's it's subjective. There's a lot of different opinions out there, but I think the sampling that we had here today, was definitely compelling.
I feel we should do one of those once a month.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's pretty fresh. I
Yeah.
like having the radio people.
Yeah, me too.
See, that's a side. Yeah, that's a
That's
side
I
that
don't
of
really
people
hear a
don't
lot
know much
of,
about. So.
Yeah, because normally it's just us.
They can help you more
jabber
than I
around,
ever
but-
knew they could.
Yeah, there's one, and that was the whole point of it, was to talk about, okay, well, what are the resources that are available to people? Because I think bands really, with all due respect, I don't think they really knew for any number of reasons, right?
I heard a lot of good points from the industry people that were here today when I was watching the podcast. You guys were talking about Facebook and the band and how people should be related with
Yeah.
social media.
I agree, man. There's
it's a
some
huge
poignant conversation there. Awesome. Well, once again, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in and
Thank you.
performing. That was kick-ass.
Thanks,
And
everybody that came out, too.
I walked out there, and a couple people stopped me immediately and was like, "Holy shit, they were really
sweet.
good!" Like they were so. Jesse McCabe came in here to charge his phone, and I slapped the headphones on him, and he's like, "Why haven't I heard of these guys before?" And I'm like, "That's exactly why we're doing this.
Yeah.
So you can't hear these
thanks.
bands." So
Thanks.
There was over
So thank you.
100 people here tonight.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh yeah, easy. It was a packed joint. So thank you everybody for coming. So let's burn this down. So obviously, got to thank Mr. Brandon Eady of Summer Camp Productions. Brandon's been doing indie promotions in this town for over 10 years now. His name is kind of synonymous with the indie movement. He's been spending a lot of time with the London Music Hall doing bookings there previously when it was the Lounge, but now obviously they've got the new renovations in there and they're still running Rum Runners, but the new Music Hall is pretty amazing, and I encourage you to go and check it out when you see a show that's going to be coming up that you feel compelled by. But I need to thank Brandon obviously for helping us to create awareness and for co-hosting with me every Friday on CHRW from 3:30 to 6 p.m. I encourage you to follow him on Facebook. I don't know if you can accept any more friend requests because you're over the 5,000
You can
limit.
subscribe to me.
But you can subscribe to him, and you can also follow Summer Camp Productions and keep your ear to the ground with a number of shows that are going to be coming into London, because usually Brandon's fingerprints are all over it. So thank you to Summer Camp Productions. I want to thank Jason Rhoda, J. Rhoda Photography. I say this every week, but his new job is preventing him from being able to join us on Wednesday evenings. But before that, he was here religiously taking photos and helping us to promote. And in my opinion, he's London's premier photographer. Spent a lot of time working with bands as well as alternative models. Just a great dude with an awesome beard. Make sure you connect with him if you happen to be in the market to get some photos done. Check him out, J. Rhoda Photography on Facebook. I need to thank Jane and Steve Poulin at the Submission Academy, Dundas and Egerton, London's premier Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school. School's blowing up right now. They've got a great kids program, competition classes. If you're looking for a way to get in shape and build some confidence through hard work, this is a great place to go. A lot of people, when they think about martial arts, they think about yesteryear and how they put their kids in karate and judo. And truth is that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is quickly becoming the new martial arts to put your kids into. And their competition class right now, anytime they enter people into tournaments, they're walking away with gold medals left, right, and center. As a matter of fact, one of their young prodigies, his name is Yusuf Nazaruddin, recently entered into the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Las Vegas Open, and he ended up walking away with the gold medal in his division and was promoted as a result of that. Recently, they just had what they called the general. His name is Robert Drysdale, who is a UFC fighter and a 6-time world champion. He was recently in town for a seminar, and their school is quite busy with that. So two great people. They run a great school. I encourage you to go and check them out. Just stop by and see what their program is all about. I'm sure you're going to fall in love with it. I need to thank Scotty Finlayson from fullcolorcards.ca. Just an awesome dude. If you happen to be in the market for some business cards, this is the guy that you want to go see. Worked for a digital print firm for years and years, branched off. Now he's doing his own thing, does custom designs, and can work with you to custom tailor to exactly what you're looking to do. Very quick turnaround time at very affordable prices. Once again, fullcolorcards.ca. I need to thank Mr. Manson Keeler at Manson Tattoo. Listen to CHRW this Friday because we just cut a cool commercial. He came into the studio here with me, and I wanted to capture his philosophy in a commercial, and it worked out really well. But that said, in my opinion, I think Manson is one of the tattoo gems here in London, where he can take your concepts and your ideas and put them into tangible works of art. This is something, when you think about it, there's a lot of options here in London for tattoos, but if you're looking for somebody that you're going to be able to sit down with and work with your ideas, this is the guy that, in my mind, that you want to go see. And he's at Dundas by Rectory, once again, Manson Tattoo. And last but not least, I need to thank Mr. Dude Dogs, or Dave rather, over at Dude Dogs, for sponsoring our podcast and for feeding all of our patrons that come here. He's been gracious enough to leave his hot dog stand open until 9 p.m. on Wednesdays. Normally he's closed at 7, but you can stop by any day during the day until 7 p.m. And he is at Adelaide and Lauren Avenue, the beer store parking lot. His name is Dave. He's an awesome guy with some kick-ass hot dogs. Make sure you go and check him out. All right, gentlemen. So concludes. Yeah, that was a quick one. Normally I can go on for days and days and days.
Yeah, it was actually you normally say Scotty Finlayson, a.k.a. Scotty Fairmont, a.k.a.
Well, on Facebook, he's Scotty Fairmont,
Yeah.
so that's why I do that. But some people make that association because he does play the djembe for the Fairmonts. But nonetheless, we reached the end of another Indie Stream podcast, which I believe is one of our best.
Yeah, man, it was great band, great content. We went fucking longer than ever.
Yeah, this was a long
Like
night.
the ones that we do go over without even thinking, I love, and I kind of wish that they were all like that.
Yeah.
Because it's
good. So do we. So we can hang out here
good
longer.
chats, great bands, man. Like,
It's always good when it goes longer.
yeah.
I agree.
Anyone? Not always.
Anyone? Sorry, I'm just trying to set up this one track here, and I did, and it started playing, and I
All
screwed
right,
up.
so we got 10 minutes here.
Yeah.
Can we hurry this up back?
Yeah. So,
I'm just doing myself.
Leafs won. Very excited about that. So, a couple announcements for you. So, once again, join us every Friday from 3:30 to 6 p.m. For London Indie Underground on CHRW 94.9 FM. And this Friday will be no exception, where Brendan and I will be playing all the best bands from London, Southwestern Ontario, as well as giving you your concert listings for the weekend. Tune in next week for the Indie Stream podcast, when we're going to be joined by Bet Your Life, which one of our clients here at the Underground Sound Rehearsal Studios, and a band that I've watched grow over the last 6 months that they've been rehearsing here. But a great band. They're actually going to be playing as part of the Movember lineup on the first show, where it's going to be Bet Your Life as Blink 182, and they've been jamming the tunes here on the stage, and it's great. But they're quite excited to come in here. Just great dudes. And they've got an awesome sound, so I encourage you to tune in for that. And once again, stay tuned, because we are going to be posting the next poll for our selection process for this charity CD, and the next round is going to be for the guitar players, and we're looking for 2 of them. So if you happen to be in a band and you've not yet submitted your name for candidacy, please get on this. We've got quite a few of them right now. If you saw the drummers, we had 20 or 25. I'm not sure what the count is right now on guitars, but rest assured there's quite a few of them, but we are looking for 2.
I guarantee this will be the largest.
Yeah, it'll probably will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
That's what she
So stay tuned for that. The voting will be
Josh
for a
Norris is
1 week
gonna have
period.
house lots.
Then we'll have our drummers. Then we're going to do bass players, and we're going to do vocals last. And hopefully we can get this thing set up and ready to go by Christmas time, and we can start planning our charity fundraiser event here in town with all the proceeds going to the Children's Hospital. I'm quite excited about that. One other thing too, I'm very excited about. I'm going to be doing a guest lecture at Fanshawe, which is coming up on the 16th of October, and I'm going to be talking about London Indie Underground and about the scene, and hoping to establish some great connections with the Music Industry Arts Program, because in my opinion, they give us a renewable annual resource of musicians and music enthusiasts that we want to build into this community here. So I'm quite excited about that. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another edition of the London Indie Underground Indie Stream Podcast. My name is Jimmy James.
Oh, hi, I'm Brandon.
Ryan.
Kieran.
Sean.
Greg.
Kyle.
And we'll catch you next week. We're going to leave you with the Alcoholies. This is
Hey, Kyle.
Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you
Thanks,
very
buddy.
much. We're going to leave you with the Alcoholies. This is Flashback to 93 on the London Indie Underground. Have a great night, folks.
93.
Yeah.